My man. How's it going?
Dude, wait, what? What is that background, dude? What is it?
Wait,
What is this?
what do you mean? What's wrong with my background?
What do I? Oh my god, dude! You're like, bro, man, the sun's still out, dude. You got like, I got kids on my channel, dude. You can see me with the freaking anime titties out right away, dude. Ugh.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's in the background, so as long as it's not like the center of like attention, right? It's all good.
Oh my god, dude!
It's all good. It's all good, dude. You don't have to worry about that. It's all good.
I try hard in the background, dude. Man, it took me down. Racist.
Oh well. Okay, well, something happened. I was gonna get a wide hardo actually and put it back there because you know the tryhard got a little scuffed. I don't know how it happened, but I think it's because like it was my fan like kept blowing it and eventually like it blew it down and then like I tried to like put it back up, but I ended up ripping it a little bit. So I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to get another one. Right, so I was thinking, I'll get a wide hardo instead, make it bigger, right? So it covers more of the wall, man.
Oh my god, dude. All right, okay. All right. I'm already going off the rails right now. Okay, all right. Lacari. All right. Bald versus mauled. Break it down for me here.
Bald versus mauled?
No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's not that. All right. All right.
Well, I was about to go into great detail about that.
No, I mean, look. You know what, bro? Fuck it. All right. Bald versus mauled. What you got?
Oh, bald versus mauled? All right, so balding is like, that is like the final like stage, right? So everyone thinks like mauled is worse than bald, but no, it really goes like you start off maulding, right? And then you mauled so hard that you go bald, right? That's how it works. Bald is the final stage of it all, right? So like, you don't want to be bald, right? When you're maulding, there's still a chance to go back, right? You don't have to go all the way. You know what I mean? But if you do reach that final stage of mold, then that's when you're bald.
Gotcha. Okay. And now we all know. Okay.
Yep,
you're wearing your merch right now. That's your new merch, right?
Yeah, it's my new merch. I got the bald and mauled hats. They're highly requested at TwitchCon, so I was like, you know what, I'll get it started. Big shout out to Stream Elements for that, helping me out. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so let's slow down a little bit. Pump the brakes, because not everyone in my chat may know who you are. Executive Bald in Chief right here. Okay, so Lacari, for those who aren't aware here, please introduce yourself. Who, if I don't know you, I have to introduce you at a party here. What is your content about? What are you about? What do you do?
Man, that's actually a really good question nowadays, man. I'm not even sure, dude. I've just been doing like all sorts of like random stuff. I mean, right now I'm kind of like, on the Dota 2 grind. I kind of just like play a bunch of like different variety games, mostly like fighting games like Tekken, but now like I started getting back into Dota 2 because like I used to play it a long time ago. But I mean, I guess I'm like your variety streamer, actual like gameplay, like liking to play games instead of like just doing like all sorts of like react content and stuff. I mean, I still do that too, but it's not like the main focus, right? Like I just like like playing games, chilling, challenges, like Dark Souls. I recently did like SL1, Dark Souls 1 and 3. I skipped 2 because Dark Souls 2 is shit. I hate it, and I'm probably gonna do Bloodborne soon.
So mean it's shit?
Dark Souls 2 sucks,
shit? What you talking about? Man, y'all just bought her because it had teleports, dude. Get out of here, bro. Like,
no, I'm just saying, like, okay, so my main gripe about like Dark Souls 2 as a whole is like, I'm the type of man, like, I love a good boss fight. Like, I live for the boss fights, right? And the boss fights in 2 just don't do it for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, the DLC for Dark Souls 2 is amazing. Like, it is fantastic. It actually saves the game, right? But 2 as a whole, I feel like it doesn't portray like the experience well enough, right? It's more about like getting through the areas. You know what I mean? Like that's the main challenge. I will admit,
okay, the hot thing there is the heal stones, right? That you can buy infinite of.
Yeah,
man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I definitely didn't have to get good in Dark Souls 2. I just bought a fuck ton of them. And just riding dirty, riding heavy with them things on. Well, I had no less than 20 of them motherfuckers on me at all times, dude. So you're not wrong there.
The cool thing about Dark Souls 2 is like the build variety in the game is like exceptional, right? Like there's all sorts of like crazy shit you can do with like builds and like all sorts of like cool stuff, and like the PvP is fantastic in 2. It's the best PvP like out of any Dark Souls. But in terms of like, I feel like for challenge runs, like I wouldn't like look at it as something that anyone would enjoy. I mean, maybe some people, like, if they are like adamant about, I'm gonna clear every Dark Souls game, level 1 or whatever. But I'm just about having a good time with like a good challenge and stuff that I can enjoy, right? So that's what it comes down to. But yeah, man. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it.
So at one point you were a gameplay streamer, but now you're an irrelevant variety Andy at this point who doesn't do anything distinguishable from all the other variety Andys on this platform. Washed up, lacking passion, no specific drive. You just do whatever because whatever, and you just get live and shut another 4-hour VOD and say, "Fucking, I'm good enough for today," and move on. Is that what I heard correctly?
I mean,
chat, 2 if I said anything wrong there. 1 if you agree.
That was a little extreme, but I can't say you're wrong, right? But at the end of the day, I still have the God Gamer title. So, I mean, I can bring it back anytime, baby. Anytime I can bring it back. Anytime, any game. It doesn't matter what it is, man. We still out there. We still producing the content, we still producing the plays. You know what I mean?
So if some loudmouth motherfucker come in your chat and be like, Lacari, you free. Bro, you're Tekken, you free. What's good? 5 gift subs, what's up? I'll body you. What do you think?
I would take him down. I would put him in the ground. Free. The easiest 5 subs of my life. Guaranteed, dude.
Oh, it's on top. Hey, I gotta make sure you have to fight. I'm gonna be like, all right, okay, all right. I hear you.
Hell yeah. As long as we're not playing that new Fakram character, we're cool. I don't know what's going on with Tekken right now, man. That should be crazy. You know what I mean?
New character's annoying as hell.
Yeah, dude. That I don't know what is going on with Tekken right now.
That's DLC privilege though. If it wasn't broken as shit, you wouldn't buy it. So
exactly, yeah. That's how they're doing it nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, that $4.99, however much it costs.
I think is Smash the same way with like the DLC characters?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna tell you otherwise, but I mean, yeah, everyone was complaining, dude. It was like ridiculous. I don't enjoy facing Joker's annoying, facing Banjo's annoying, facing what are the other ones I'm forgetting about here? I don't even know.
I think Byleth was like the only one that wasn't that good, right? Like that came out recently.
No, she's honest. I'll give her that. She's honest. I can. Her move set is obvious what she's gonna do. Whenever Joker, I want to like Joker on Wi-Fi. I want to throw my goddamn controller at a freaking wall, dude. This fucker can just like you can just do counter. Face the wrong direction. You can get the read on them and go for the hit. They just counter and then just get the absorb everything every fucking time, dude. Bro, you have to lame them out, dude. Like, cause you know what they're gonna do, but you can't do shit about it because it's on Wi-Fi. I can't stand it, dude. I hate fighting games on Wi-Fi. Ugh.
Yeah, and then it's Nintendo Wi-Fi too. So like with like the Nintendo Switch, you absolutely you have to buy like an extra like thing to even have Ethernet, right? So like it's just even more incentive for people who don't know any better to play on Wi-Fi, because why would I bother like plugging in a hardwired connection?
Yeah, no, it's shit. And it's not even new here, dude. You got to go on friend lobbies. Like, don't even like bother with Elite Smash at this point. Like,
oh, is it trash now?
Dude, have you not seen the bro? Like, coronavirus has made like Smash Twitter so toxic now that fix Ultimate Online was a hashtag that was trending several times since coronavirus broke out.
Oh man.
Yeah, because it's out. Dude, you got tournaments now that they just ban people. Like, here's a Palutena ban tournament. Here's a no Palutena, no Luigi, no Sonic, no Nez, and what's the last one here?
Damn, they're actually straight banning characters
because they're annoying as hell, dude. What do you do? Like, whenever it's
that's crazy.
Dude, it's so insane, dude. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Oh, people are saying Game Watch also is annoying as hell. Yeah, it's just it's annoying.
Too much potential for like projectile camping and just all sorts of like bullshit gimmicks, I guess.
Well, when you play online, when you add the built-in input buffer into the latency at its best here, on a good connection, you can be dealing with upwards of 1/3 of a second between what you press and what happens.
Oh yeah, that's
when you add in like when you add whatever it may be here, when you add power super armor or like I don't know counters or whatever, it's really you got to play lame. You can't even like engage really. You have to like you're not playing the natural flow of neutral. You're trying to cheese everybody out in the most obnoxious way possible. So,
yeah, that just doesn't sound fun. I don't like that type of neutral, man. I like like head to head like footsies. You know what I mean? Like in and out type neutral.
No, you play Tekken. I know you're looking for that launch, and then you're looking to fuck them up.
Yeah. Or just like poke him down and like bait him into the launch, you know what I mean? Or like sidestep or something like that, you know what I mean? Like I like the close up and personal, but I see like a lot of the matchups in Smash, you know, it's kind of like it's more of just like this game of, you know, I'm going to annoy the fuck out of you like from a distance and then make you come in, you know what I mean? And like you don't have a choice really. I mean, I guess it depends on the character that you're playing as well, but you know, it's just like I feel like that's what it comes down to with like a lot of these characters like Ness and like, you know, PK Fire, all that bullshit, right?
Literally, yeah. No, yeah, big facts. Okay, well, let's bring it back. Okay, so yeah, you're executive mauled in chief here, but what about Lacari the person though? Like where like you grew up in the South? You grew up geographically?
I did grow up in the South. I was born in Houston, Texas. I lived here my entire life. Oh. So my experience growing up, like I was I grew up in like predominantly, you know, kind of you know, middle class, like white like neighborhood. Like we were like the only like black family in the neighborhood. And I remember like going to elementary school and I was actually the only like black student at my elementary school, right? So
damn. Really?
Yeah. Wow. I was the only black student in my elementary school. And I remember like I didn't really like notice like I didn't like really notice it or like even like think about it until like I got to like 5th grade, right? And I noticed like wait, there's something going on. There's like something different, right? Like so yeah, that experience was kind of it was interesting, but I didn't really think anything of it. You know what I mean? It was kind of just like it is what it is. Right. And I guess I wouldn't say like I felt like, you know, any different, right? Because I feel like everyone there was like, you know, really like surprisingly like, cool about it. Like they didn't like really like mention it or point it out. But I always remember like my parents, like, you know, they would like tell me these stories and like about how things were back in the day. Cause, you know, my parents, they grew up during like the times of like MLK and like, you know, segregation and like, you know, black bathrooms and white bathrooms and all that stuff. And I like when I heard these stories, I was like, man, that like I was like in kind of like disbelief that's how it was because of my experience growing up. I didn't experience anything like that, right? So it was like hard to like think about like, okay, that's how it was back then, right? And then like they were still telling me that like it's still bad now, right? And I just couldn't like that like just didn't process for me, right? Like because everything seemed fine in my world, right? Like you know, nothing seems out of the ordinary, nothing seems like a problem, right? So it can't be that bad, like, right? It can't be like people aren't like just straight up like racist, right? Like that anymore, right? It's like a lot better now. But the truth and the reality is, like, as I grew up, I started realizing that it still is bad. Like, it's still horrible, actually. And that was like kind of like a big surprise to me, right? Like, I was absolutely shocked. I went through like a period of time where like I had to like come to accept like it's actually still really fucking bad, right? Like racism and all that stuff is like very like prominent. And yeah, it kind of just blew my mind, right? Like I feel like I was living in this like fantasy world, like, you know, of like, you know, everything's perfect now, everything's fine. And then it was kind of like a rude awakening for me. So I had to like kind of like learn, you know, to accept it and like actually like understand like, you know, this is a big problem, right? That needs to be addressed, not just for like black people, but just like for all cultures in general. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, so that was
you were the lone black person in elementary school. Did it stabilize, or I say stabilize? Did it like was that the experience continually throughout middle school and high school?
No, actually, in middle school there were like you know, others of color with me, so like that was cool, and kind of like, you know, learned more about our culture from that, and you know, I don't know, it was just interesting experience, right? Like because like when I got to middle school, like everyone like just called me white, right? Because that's how I grew up. I grew up around like, you know, I was whitewashed, so like I don't know, I didn't have like the same, you know, like ebb and flow as like the other black kids. So I kind of got made fun of for like a while until like I kind of like learned, right?
You didn't act black enough. Is that?
Yeah, I didn't act black enough, so like I got bullied for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got into high school, I kind of like, I kind of like got the feel of it. But like, if it's kind of like one of those things, like if you don't grow up with it, right, you can't really do it. You know what I mean? Like you will always be like a little whitewashed, if you know what I mean. Like I don't know if you've had a similar experience or like you can like kind of relate, but like it's like one of those things like you have to be brought up like that. You know what I mean? Or else you're just not gonna seem the same. You know what I mean? I know it sounds so silly and stupid. Like I don't really know how to explain it, right? But hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I follow you. I was just letting you like get it all out there.
Yeah.
And no, I'm very familiar with the whole like Oreo acting black, acting white, the whole like perception of what it means to be black. It's a specific identity, and like what do you do with that identity crisis whenever it's like, oh shit, I'm being rejected here, but I'm being myself. And I have to like change how I am because of my appearance. Like it's weird.
I really didn't like that because it felt like I had to, kind of like not be myself or be a little different, because if I wasn't, people wouldn't accept me, and I didn't like that at all, especially like growing up, because when you're growing up you want to be accepted by like groups. But I mean, it did help me a lot in high school. Like once I got to senior year in high school, like I was able to like talk to and hang out with like every group, because I was like I was like dynamic, right? I could fit in like anywhere, right? So that was really cool. Like having that experience allowed me to be able to relate to like all groups. It didn't matter like they're black, white, Asian, it didn't matter, right? Because like I was also a gamer growing up. I also played football, so I kind of like did everything, right? Like I was a nerd, I was a jock, I was like all across the field, right? So like my senior year in high school is probably like my best year, like period, right? But all the other years up until that were kind of like a struggle. It was like a learning process, right? It was like I had to like train myself and adapt and become stronger. So I mean, it was pretty cool for me. And then I only had 1 year of that, sadly. When I got to college, college is kind of like way different than high school.
Bro, like wait, talk about that for a second, because like it's like there's like this stupid like hierarchy of popularity and self-worth throughout high school. It's like really obvious. Like if you're popular, you're somebody. If you're irrelevant, you're nobody. There's like kind of like a
exactly
food chain, if you will. And then you get to college, is like, which is way more relatable and more like how the real world is.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
No one gives a shit. People come to school with pajama pants on. No one gives a fuck. Cell phone goes off. No one gives a shit. Your phone, everyone's phone's on silent, like it's like martial law in high school. Then you get to college, phone goes off.
No one gives a fuck. Yeah.
People walk out halfway through the classroom. Like, it's like whatever. Well, now you got to pay for it. I don't care. You want to fail? Fuck you, fail. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, people leave early. Like they gotta go. They just leave, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's like one of those things. Yeah,
it's just wild. Yeah, because like all that tension of wanting to fit in dissolved in the real world, dude. Completely. Do you?
Yeah,
hang out with your friends.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you realize how unimportant it actually is, right?
Yeah, you realize like when you're in high school, it feels so important, and you care, and your self-worth can be so dependent on how others feel about you and perceive you, which is incredibly toxic, right?
Yeah.
It's like this opinion dependent self-worth like cycle. But then it's like the minute you're out of it, it's like it was like a curse or like some kind of like hex zone.
Something holding you back.
The minute you graduate, you're like, oh wait, that doesn't matter anymore. Like all those friends I had, they're all gone. Like
exactly. I don't even talk to any of them anymore. It's actually crazy. Like I thought, like I like some of these friends I had, like going from like middle school to high school, right? Like in after high school
forever. Oh my
god.
Yeah. And then like I mean like here I am now. 10 years later, it's like it's two. It's literally two. It's Mike and Chad, and that's it. Like gone.
And like for most people, it's actually zero. Like for me, it's zero, right?
It's zero. It's actually zero. Like, big zero.
Yeah. I mean, it's because of my lifestyle, right? Like I'm isolated from the world, right? Like my life is literally where I am right now. And
how much did you have to change for coronavirus? Your lifestyle?
Absolutely nothing. I did literally the exact same thing I do every day. So it was kind of like nothing different from me. I mean, the only difference is like now before I went outside like once a month. Now I don't go outside at all, right? So like I can't get my hair cut or anything like that.
Too. Yeah, I would make effort to like my girlfriend would go eat out like once a week. If we went to the gym every single time, we had our cheat meal, we would like, not just cheat meal, we would go eat somewhere, restaurant, Mexican restaurant, wherever we go just to go out. Cause yeah, I don't go anywhere. I'm right there with you. Like it's walk the dog, it's gym, and then it's stream. It's those same three things every day. Right. But I had that one day a week where I would I would go, me and the girlfriend would go eat out, and I would be around other humans, and it would be nice. I was like,
it's actually nice.
I forgot what human activity felt like. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, well, one thing I was doing, like I started to do, because I really needed to like get out, experience other like being around other human beings. Because I remember like you were talking about that a while ago, and like how important it was like to be out, like get out and be active and stuff. And like, cause I remember you were talking about like how you would be yawning like all the time, like on stream, and you felt tired and like no energy. Remember. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, man, because like I feel exactly like that right now. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of the issues that you've had, I've been experiencing as well. And like you've overcome those issues. So I've kind of looked to you for guidance. It's like how to deal with some of this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So one thing I was doing was I started going to like my locals for like Tekken, like FGC and stuff. Like I play like Tekken, like Eunice and like Smash at my locals, and like every Wednesday, and that was like really great. And it helped me out a lot. Kind of like I had more energy. I felt more alive. Like
yeah, a better work-life balance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it helped out a lot. And then the coronavirus hit, and like all the local FGC scene just kind of died. So that's like when I kind of stopped playing like fighting games as much, because like once you experience that offline competitive my local scene was hot. It was like really good, and I was improving a lot from playing with them. Right, like I was like getting close to like being pro, like or semi-pro, right? In Tekken.
Pog? Pog?
Yeah.
Like,
but then when coronavirus hit,
you sponsored for your gameplay, Pog? Possibly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
damn, son.
I even got on Equinox, team and shit. So like I was about to go to tournaments, like sponsored to go to tournaments for Tekken and shit. But then coronavirus hit, so I was like, fuck. I can't train at my local anymore, right? So my skill level like started dropping because I had to play online, and like online Tekken is fucking trash. So like it kind of like was really demoralizing for me. So like I kind of stopped doing that. Stopped playing Tekken as much. I couldn't go to like my local anymore, and I don't know, I kind of like started falling off. But I mean, it's all good. Like once everything blows over, I'll be back at the grind. I'm still like keeping up with Tekken a little bit on the side, but like mostly I'm just playing Dota 2 right now and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. So the one thing I like about what you're doing right there is that and this is something that my girlfriend told me I had to do here, was like, when's the last time you played a game for yourself? Like you didn't think about the content output. You played a game because you wanted to play it. A game that you like, whatever you did, you would do it offline. So her question was like, when's the last time you played a game offline, not on stream? And I was like, it was really bad because I couldn't even think of what year that was. I was like, I don't even know. All I think about is the content, honestly.
Yeah, that tends to happen, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's probably not healthy. I mean, that's probably why, that was one reason I'm like, okay, this is probably why I yawn, because it's like it's so damn routine. Like I could never like game for myself. I'm always gaming for the content of it, which is not good long term, I think, for sure. And I was yawning because I wasn't working out ultimately. I honestly don't get it. Any of these full-time streamers who just stream every day and hit the streamer diet, the Uber Eats twice a day or whatever, how do you do it? Like I find like 6 months of that and I would feel like such a slob. Not even like fat weight. No, just like, where's the energy? When do you like, are you just carried by like Red Bull and caffeine? Like I don't get it. Like how do you function otherwise? Like, you know what I mean? Like how did you do it, at one point?
I mean, so my main motivating factor was like my competitive like drive, I wanted to improve, right? I wanted to get like good at these games that I enjoyed, like Tekken, right? I wanted to be one of the best players at the game. And like Tekken is a game that's been out for like 15 years or so, right? So like I had to put in like countless hours of like work and practice and like labbing and studying, and like in a game that has like thousands and thousands of possibilities based on like who you're fighting or like the situation and even like the map that you're on, right? It was like a daunting task, right? So I put in like all of this time, and like it was just like that one thought of like, you know, being good at the game that I love that kind of motivated me to like push through the pain. And like it's not a healthy mindset at all, because like you should be doing that while keeping yourself healthy, right? Because that's the way you learn, right? You can't learn properly if you're not, you know, mentally healthy, right? It's going to take you a lot longer to get to the point that you need to be at. So in the end, I wouldn't recommend ever doing that, because it's very counterproductive. It makes it a lot harder than it needs to be, right? And like right now, I'm kind of like doing the same thing for Dota, but it's like so hard to like, you know, break away from like the mindset of like, I need to like grind out like 12 hours a day to catch up to all these guys who've been playing the game like their entire life and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Pause there, because I was going to ask you, okay, wait. So you're hopping in Dota like as a newbie, or like you had prior Dota experience?
I have prior Dota experience.
Okay, because I was like, man, if you're hopping in Dota in 2020, I mean,
there's no way.
I'll call you back in 2023 when you're just average, no longer trash,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think like that. That's pretty much that's pretty much the gist of it, right? Like, it's just definitely not worth sacrificing your health to improve it, like, or like try to reach like the top level of a video game, because like you should be doing both at the same time, because it'll be easier to do like what you want to do if you're mentally and physically healthy, right?
100%, yeah. I look at it like, you know, if you feel like you game better when you're on like when you chug a bang and you're on that caffeine, you know, kick, you know, when you're healthier and you're physically fit, you'll feel that all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you'll just increase your, you know, it's like going Mystic Gohan ultimately. It's like, oh, I can go Super Saiyan about being Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah,
dude. Fuck yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
Even though
it's like one of those things where
ass, but you know, we'll see at the top of the day here.
I mean, I feel like they did my boy Gohan wrong. Honestly, he should have been.
Dude, it's annoying. It's like,
yeah.
I got like Teen Gohan is like such a fucking badass, and then like Adult is such a pussy, dude. Just
he really is. It's unbelievable.
Fucking.
They butchered my boy, man. Yeah, honestly,
big time, big fall off here.
Yeah, it's tragic.
I don't have to even elaborate. I thought I was gonna have to like contest that one. You didn't even fight on that one. Okay.
No, I mean, I feel like we agree. Like, we come to terms for like a lot on a lot of things. Like, I relate to you on a lot of levels. So, I mean, I imagine that you'd feel the exact same way I feel about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. We're gonna derail so hard right now. Okay, all right. So, all right, let's come back here to okay. So, Lacari, the content creator. Okay, so you primarily stream on Twitch. That's like the thing, like as opposed to like doing YouTube and other things, right? Like it's mostly Twitch.
Yeah, mostly Twitch. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my.
Has that always been the case? Like, what did you like? What were you doing before streaming? That's what I want to know here. Like, how did you become a streamer?
Before streaming, I was more degenerate than I am now, man. Oh my God, dude, I remember. So recently I took like a 2-week break. Right. Recently I took like a 2-week hiatus. And I experienced the life I experienced before streaming. I literally just woke up, played X game for 20 hours, and then passed out for like 2 weeks straight. And I was like, man, this is like the life, man.
Oh my God, the neat life, the gin life,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. So it's just kind of like
wait. So now I gotta know. Okay, great. Let's go back here, because now we're actually at a topic that I'm really wanting your insight on now, which is like, okay. So you took a vacation.
Yeah, I took
a 2-week vacation, right?
Yeah. So tell every day was
that. What triggered this vacation necessity to you?
Honestly, I don't know what happened, right? So, like, all I remember is like the last day before my break, right? I was playing Dota, right? And I was having like some really hard games where like if I made one mistake, the game was over, right? Since I was like playing mid lane, I was playing a hero that's like very my hero's like very like fast paced, like high burst, like, but like if you get caught once and it's over, right? You die. And like when you're playing like position 2 and you die, like you usually have the level advantage. So like the higher level you are, the more gold you have. If you die, you're dead forever, right? They can like kind of like just take advantage of that heavily. And my chat was just, oh my God, I can't explain it, because like they do this thing, right, where they're not like crossing the line, like they're not doing anything where like, you know, I should ban you right now, right? Like not that type of thing, but they're like so good at like, you know, just like, you know, going around you and just like poking you with like the stick, you know what I mean? And like going like he streamer, he, right? Like so they're like doing that thing where like I couldn't yell at them and like go like, you know what, fuck you, asshole, right? Because I would look like I was just in a bad mood, right? But they're really good at doing that, right? And I remember I like go down, I go for like this like necessary like gank, and it goes horrible, and I die, and then my entire team dies, and then like we just lose the game, and then my chat's just spamming Ket W at me, and like it's hilarious like thinking back on it. But in the time I was just done, right? Because I'm trying to like get better, I'm trying to improve the game, I'm trying to like, you know, reach the top level, and my chat's just like laughing at me like I'm some kind of fucking clown or some shit, right? So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm getting to the point where like I need a break, right? So I ended up taking a break, and then every day was literally just wake up, fat, eat, game, and then pass the fuck out, right?
The life.
Yeah, the life. The life.
High
So
school,
I mean,
baby, I remember it.
Yeah, so I feel like it was definitely like it was a fun life, but it wasn't like, I feel like if that went on,
it wasn't
for like
fulfilling, you would say.
Exactly, yeah, it wasn't fulfilling.
You know what? Okay,
right?
now we got to talk about. We got to talk about this, bro. All right, hang on. Let me. Okay, well, first, before we get to that topic here, let's go back. So it sounded like you were malting out of control over your chat's reception towards your Dota skills or their lack of. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
From that, you took a vacation. Your vacation was predetermined, or you were like you hit a breaking point. You're like, no, I need a break today.
I hit a breaking point.
Okay,
I
so
hit an extreme
like
breaking point. Yeah.
You didn't like announce a week in advance you're taking a vacation.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I just tweeted like randomly, I'm done for now.
So you did that. So you hit a throttle point of like, you know, emotional whatever. And you knew it was going to be 2 weeks long, or you were like, no, it'll be a couple of days, and then it'll become 2 weeks.
I was like, I didn't give a time. I was like, I'll be back when I can be back, essentially, is what I said.
Damn, dude.
Right.
That's crazy. Okay, so here's where me and you differ here. I have been terrified of taking a vacation. Like, I've been like the what's it called? There's like a term for it, like vacation stress or whatever. It's like, you know, it's like, when I come back, what will my sub count be? What will my view count be? What are my metrics going to be? Can I even get back anymore? Am I going to be irrelevant? Like, what's my plan? Like, shouldn't I have like some kind of thing that I have to distract everyone from me not streaming for like, you know, X amount of time? So I'm like terrified. So how did you confront that, or is that not really as much of a concern for you?
So no, it was actually an extreme concern. Like that was the main reason why I got to that point in the first place, right? Because I had those thoughts, right? I had like every day, right? I'd open up my, like the first thing I do like every day is I open up my dashboard, right? And what's the first thing you see when you open up your dashboard, right? It's your sub count.
Sub count.
Right?
Right away.
Yeah, right away. The sub count.
By the way, you know you can turn it off, right?
Yeah, I know you can turn it off, but I did that for view count, right? But I feel like it's so hard for sub count, right? It's like so hard for sub count to turn it off. You know what I mean? Because it's like something that like when you open up, you're not live, right? If you're like live, you have like a different mindset. You know what I mean? When you're not live,
you're
right?
able to reflect in truth over how you've been doing because you look at that.
Exactly.
Whereas when you're live, you can do something about it, so it hits different.
Yeah. So when I'm live, I don't want that, right? I don't want to care about that when I'm live because I want to focus on the content. I want to focus on what matters. You know what I mean? When I'm not live, I feel like I have time that I can actually look at it and reflect over it, right? So when I like open up my dashboard and I look at my sub count and then I think about all my friends like who, you know, like Mizkif and like Train and like how fucking well they're doing and like how they're just like fucking killing it, and they're like, here I am, like I feel like I'm like just doing something like absolutely wrong because I'm like doing what I want to do, right? Like what I love doing, and it's just like not what people care about. So it just hits really fucking hard because I feel like I'm the problem. I feel like I'm fucking up. I feel like I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, right?
Okay,
and like,
so yeah, this is the classic case of toxic comparisons. I'm very familiar with this actually. Yeah. You need you need a grounding factor. So like I find whenever I'm in that mindset, I gotta talk to someone about it. I can't just it's not something you can solve internally, because like you need someone to like kind of give you a second perspective on the whole thing, and like kind of hear it from somebody else that, oh, well, you know, the circumstances of Train and Miskiff are very different than yours. The content you do is very different. Both of them are like, I mean, would you call either of them gameplay streamers? Like, you know, it's like,
I mean,
question mark, question
more or
mark,
less,
question
like,
mark. No, I would say no, and that's not a negative to them, but you got to look at how Twitch has changed here. Ultimately, man, we're going into counselor mode right now, but like the whole thing there is like, you know, look at Twitch didn't have an IRL section until 2016. Remember, it used to be Hearthstone was like where you went for non-gameplay, and then here we are now where like 80% of the traffic now is just chatting at this point. So it's like what people are engaged by and drawn to in 2020 is very different than how it was 4 years ago. And in some cases, me and you may be relics of the past, and we have to change our meta and really figure out at the core what do we want to do. Because ultimately, you know, Twitch sometimes is not the best platform for growth if you're looking for growth. You know, that direct incentivization to subscribe may come from like building the community up more first, and then acquiring that sub count second, honestly. So you may want to look into doing more YouTube content, because I think YouTube is the superior platform for growth at this time compared to Twitch, because discoverability on Twitch is very, very top heavy, I would think.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I didn't think about that actually. That's a good advice.
Well, I mean, I've been where you are, dude. When you say that you like mauled out of control, whatever, I've been a salty, tilted bitch, honestly, and I get really fucking moody, and I'm like, and I feel like I did a bad stream. You know when I really feel bad? It's not whenever I like lose. It's whenever I didn't have control of my emotions, and I felt like I put on a terrible stream, and I felt like I wasted everyone's time. When I'm not proud of my content, that hits very, very different. And it's
man.
And you have to like, you have to bathe in the post-nut clarity of, wow, that VOD is shit, and I hate it, and I wish I could fucking undo it. Not just nuke it to oblivion, but undo it ever happening. And I feel like,
I've had those streams. I've definitely had those streams. I feel like I take a double blow, right? Like I feel like when I'm performing like horrible, right, and I'm like in a bad mood and like playing like shit, and then like I am just like not entertaining at all, and then after the stream I'm like, dude, that was a shit stream, and I played like shit. And so I just like get the double right, like get the double like blow, like I just got like nuked or something.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, I've been there, but yeah, you may want to reconsider and like your whole situation, because there's a lot going in there. The one thing that we can't do in the situation is that what'll happen is like you'll do comparisons. And again here, you know, Trainwrecks is a podcast I've been doing consistently for over 2 years now.
Yeah,
I literally got piggybacked off of Greek starting it first off here. So you know, you gotta consider that as like a kind of like a hammy off to an extent here. He just didn't drop the streak ultimately, right? You gotta consider that he also dominates, you know, his like, you know, graveyard shift, which probably leaves very little competition. You know, you gotta consider that, you know, he is the original Gordo React Andy here, so that meta became a thing. You know, who would have knew Gordo is phenomenal reaction content? Not saying he only does that, not saying he's probably known for that, but you know, there is context here to like what leads to the end result of like the Train you know, empire. Miskiff, same thing. You know, Miskiff kind of just took it and like I actually wonder if he has some mental issues, because of, you know, I feel like he's often laughed at and not being laughed with on a stream. Like his, I don't know, what's the word here? His fumbling, I suppose, is the content. It's not really, they're not really there to see him build up more to break him down, laugh at him here. I don't know, you know, possibly, or it could be some LSF thing, whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me if it like, you know, he's like, you know, kind of like a tragic comedian where like he's there to make comedy, but the extent of, or the consequence is ultimately his own health, because he feels like he has to be ridiculed or laughed at. And I could be wrong there. But
Miskiff is a special like individual, right? Because like I know Miskiff like personally, like because I've been over his house and stuff a lot, and I've talked to him. He actually loves it. He actually loves being like, he's a masochist. He loves being made fun of. He loves being bullied. He gets like this, like, I don't know. It's like, like I'm talking like some BDSM like type. Like he just wants to be dominated by his chat and just told he's a little.
Wait, well then maybe well then ultimately, then you know that you're different, and you have to. And it's ultimately your journey, your path to success, and their paths are very very different. And you have to consider that in mind here. It's just it's a lot easier. Ultimately, here being a gameplay Andy means that people have to like know the game you're playing. Whereas comparatively, if you're a personality streamer, then they like you for you, so they'll tune in for anything you do here. And that's the difference between like them and maybe you, or maybe or them and me and you a little bit here, right? Because you said, you said you look at you when you're off the grid, you're doing gaming. You're not the one screaming for attention. I don't think those two would be the same way. I don't think they would sit there and grind out Mario 64 and CSGO. If they had a 2-week vacation, they would go do shit. That told me a lot. You sat there and you degened your ass off and played a fuck ton of Dota, probably, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like that's the difference right there. So you have to keep all that in mind. You're achieving your own success, and you have to come at peace with that, or acknowledge that you want to dramatically change your approach to the whole situation, because doing the same thing expecting a different result is trademark insanity. So but that mean you can have that convo off chat though. That's a little bit more to that one, I would think, honestly.
Yeah.
But let's go back here, because you were talking about you brought up a thing earlier. I want to dive into further here. Let me screen share with you real quick. Let me throw you this shit. All right, so peep this, right? All right, let's talk about this for a second here. The good old I'm saying this wrong, Ikigai. I'm saying it right?
Ikigai.
Yeah, so this right here, right? Like you said that you felt at some point earlier, you said you felt hollow and lacking purpose, I want to say. So it's like when you look at the content you produce or whatever you do on stream right now, you might be doing a little too much autopiloting and not enough routine. Because we look here right now and we look at this and we'll see here, like, if you want to feel, a reason for being, or like, I would say honestly happiness here. Yeah. When you can do what you love, what you're good at, and what you love and what you're good at both can get you paid and give you purpose by it being what the world needs. That's when you're right there.
Oh, that's when you get the Ikigai.
Yeah. Okay. So my question to you is, like, the content you produce right now, how many of these are you currently hitting, in your own opinion?
It's definitely what I love. I'd say I'm good at it. And well, if I'm playing the right hero. And
okay. Wait, pause here. So you think you're good at the games you play? I'm asking, are you good at content creation? Is your content as good as you want it to be? See, look, you already defined success by your gameplay, but then you're judging yourself on content creation. Why aren't my subs good like other people? But you're judging your gameplay for that, not your content creation.
Oh wow, yeah. I did not think about this. Oh, it's so crazy. They're different.
Yeah, you can be number one in A on whatever game it is, but if your audience can't compute nor care about why you're number one, what does it matter? You have to be able to make your number one position relatable and understandable.
That's true.
So
that's actually true. Wow.
We're not done yet though. Okay, so what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So like, is this like, is what you do right now the best thing you can do in terms of like economic income stability?
What I'm doing right now, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's ways I could,
Well, are you happy with it? Are you like, do you feel like you're being compromised because of your income, or you feel like you're comfortable? Like you're not like throttled right now, where you have to like, oh shit, I need a second job because I don't make enough right now.
It's so strange because like you get in this mindset of like, once you are at a certain sub count, right, Triax? Like, once you're at a certain sub count, you like feel like that is my sub count, right? That is what I have. I don't want to go anywhere below it, right?
Yeah.
The second you go below it, the second you go below that number that you have in your mind, right? You have in your brain, you have like this number, like set number. I need this amount of subs, or I'm failing. I'm doing something horribly wrong, right? Like the second you go below that number, you don't feel like you're doing what you could be paid for. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel like you're doing everything that you could be doing to make that money.
Yeah. So there's a couple things there, right? So one is that, we have a very like performance-based income ultimately, like, and you can see it literally day by day, hour by hour with the sub count total and all that. And you compare it to a typical like W-2 wage job, and it's like, hey, your boss hired you to do a thing, do what you are told, robot, and as long as you do what you are told and you're obedient, you get paid a set amount. You get paid your set amount. You know, when you clock off, you're mentally out of there. You get a vacation every week because whenever your days are off or there, you're completely off the grid. Your phone's off, they call you, fuck them, you don't give a shit. That's it. As a content creator, as we are here, it's like every day is work day, right? Like, and even then when you're not working, it's like you're thinking about the opportunity cost that you could be working. Because all that bad news is gonna be sitting on your dashboard when you come back that next day. Right? So you already know, dude. That fucking ticking time bomb waiting for you right there.
The fucking dashboard, bro.
Yeah,
it tells the story. Yeah,
you already know. So in that regard, it's like here's what we got to look at, right? You got to look at it like, okay, the sub count. I think you perceive sub count how I used to perceive sub count, which is that you look at it in real time and you're looking at it in real time consequence. But these people subscribe or renew once a month. So you got to look at it in a more of a macro bird's eye view. Like you got to look at your sub count in more of like a trending kind of thing. You look at it daily, you're like reacting to the wrong shit. You're thinking that your 3 VODs were trash and that's why your sub count plummeted 200. But you got to look at the 30-day trending over 30-day trending to see like, where the pattern went, why you're not converting these primes into loyal subs, why you're not converting these prime loyals to being priming to you over and over again and shit like that. You got to look at it like that here. So I kind of like, and the thing here is, this is also why I honestly stopped doing. I get that the hot trend is like sub goals and like sub count live feed on everyone's.
I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that recently.
It's to me it takes me out. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of it because all I'm ever reminded of is sub count. And then if you ever get that bad drop where you get like 200 gone a day for for whatever reason, because prime, because gifted blow, because whatever fucking reason, right? And you're just like, now the combo is that, and it's like, ugh, fuck, dude.
Yeah, like you don't want to talk about that, right? Other people are bringing it up, like, oh, you lost 200 subs. Like, okay, well, that's not what we're here for, right?
Yeah, it's like
we're here to provide content. We're here to like have a good time.
But the thing there about that is now there's an advantage to it though. Like by always making subscribing the conversational element, you're normalizing the hyper obsession with subscribing. So eventually your chat will be trained to just like, oh, do that, make it a sub goal. Like that could be a thing. I think it's probably a thing in Misgift chat possibly, if I recall correctly. But like just giving you an example of when you may relate to here. But that could be a culture thing you can develop over time if you were to normalize sub discussion. But it does come with a territory of both it's being a good and bad thing. Can be pro your subscriber incentives, could be negative your fucking mental health. So you have to consider you got to consider like that whole thing right there. What do you want out of it? But I do think you need to like step back a little bit and figure out here, do you want to react to the sub count in real time, because that's not really effective in my opinion, or you want to look at it more for its trending thing? So kind of up to you on that one there. But that's and I'm not even the expert on here. I'm just like giving you what I've observed for myself here, because I used to do all the things you're talking about right now here, and I was like, okay, I gotta change it because like this is like not gonna work out long term here.
Yeah, it's definitely like I've had this mindset for like forever. Like since I started, because
and I
didn't really have anyone to talk about it.
You need to talk to some people about it, because look, it sounds like you've been beating yourself down about that for fucking years now, and it's like clearly it ain't working, it ain't fixing shit. Not saying that you're trash at streaming here, but just like you sound defeated, down, exhausted, and worn out over it, and like that shouldn't be how we assess our problems here. We just like, this is how it is, and you're just trying to this rectangular fucking toy fits in this circular hole. It fits. I just gotta shove it in fuck, it doesn't
That's
work,
literally
right?
what I'm doing right now.
So
that's crazy.
All right, so let's go back here again. Okay, so what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs is your content you're currently doing right now. Do you feel fulfillment in what you do currently?
Yeah, it feels good, man. It feels really good because like a game I used to play before, right? I love the game. I've been playing a lot with Bulldog and his subs and like his viewers and stuff. And I don't know, they really make me feel like this is where I belong, right? Like I feel like I wasn't a MMO player. I might have been a fighting game player, right? But like I really feel at home with like like the Dota community and like the way they act and like their memes and shit. So I don't know. I do feel great fulfillment in that aspect because I feel welcomed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel very welcome when I'm streaming Dota and with that community.
Okay. Now, why do you feel that with Dota but not other games? Like, what was it like? Because you said you feel welcome when you play Dota, but then wasn't Dota where you like mauled it out of control and like took a 2-week vacation unplanned?
I did. The difference.
I mean, I'm asking. I'm not here to like call you out for a gotcha here. I'm based on what you're framing it as. So then, is it not the game? Then is it the community in the chat vibes at that point to make you feel that way?
Potentially, because I did feel the same way with Tekken, right? But there weren't as many people playing Tekken, I guess. So it was a lot, more.
What's something about there? So let's go back here on this one last thing about there. So once again here, I asked you what you're good at. What do you think is, and here, this is like a question you should always challenge yourself on here. What is peak Lacari content? Like, what is like the content that you think like that you would like, if you died tomorrow knowing you made this, you would die with no regrets because you did your peak content conceptually.
When I'm taking on like an extreme challenge, right? An extreme challenge that not only I'm into, but my chat is like committed to as well, right? So like I'm saying like something that like people aren't sure if I can overcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm into it, my chat's into it, right? Like we're all engaged in like this one like challenge. Like there's like all of these reactions in the chat and like reactions from me, like you can tell like it's something that's like very engaging and fun, not only for me but for my viewers, right? I feel like that would be the definition of peak Lacari content.
Okay. So overcoming challenges, being immersed in the gameplay, and feeling the support of your community to like overcome that obstacle.
Damn, you said that so well. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm just translating it to like the, I don't know how I perceive it in my head here a little bit. No, because I've had these convos with myself a fuck ton, and this is actually really good for me too because I feel like even though I'm sorry, Chad, it's supposed to be like more of a BLM thing. This is like super good pro mental health because like I feel like streamers don't really talk about this enough to other streamers because we're so busy streaming or whatever, I suppose. So I'm sorry if this is like kind of like ranty a little bit, but like, or maybe I'll enjoy it. I don't know. It's like I didn't plan to go this direction here, but it's like kind of the beauty of the whole situation is that we kind of like there is no rails. We just kind of go off the rail and figure out where we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I mean I like this. It's helping me a lot.
This is good. This is really good. But yeah, I try to figure out too. What is my peak content? I know what I'm known for and what's expected of me now. Whether it be like Mario Maker and I don't know, beating a level or getting a world record or just being really try hard at something or whatever here, but what's my peak content? And so whenever I think about that, to me, it's like, okay, can I convert someone who's completely uninitiated into my community and make them both understand completely where I'm coming from, what I'm passionate about, and make them care about what I care about as much as I do, and make them feel welcomed. If I can do all of that, that's peak content right there. So whenever you were like, the BDO god, slayer or whatever, right? Like, can you make a non-BDO savvy person come from whatever directory they were coming from, come into BDO, come into your chat, see your community, and be like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'm downloading BDO tomorrow, dude. What's good?" Like that is in my definition here. That's peak Lacari content. You make some rando in your chat want to be part of your community and download BDO, hypothetically here. So,
well, I wouldn't want them to download BDO nowadays, but back then, or like definitely, I feel like that's what I try to do. I feel like that's actually what I try to do with like some of the games that I play, right? Like with Dark Souls or like Tekken or Dota, right? Like I try to convert them, right, to like enjoy the game or love the game that I love. Like you actually put that so well. I honestly feel like that is part of my peak content, is like making my viewers appreciate what I appreciate. Right?
Yeah.
I always feel that's why I feel like it's a constant. I guess that's why I feel like it's a constant struggle between me and chat, because when they want to hate it no matter what, and I feel like I'm like fighting against that, it always feels like I'm fighting a war that will inevitably lead to my end, right? I don't know.
So okay, man, I'm not trying to back you. I'm just trying to think of like how I would approach the situation you're currently in right now. If you feel like there's a difference of opinion over something that you feel very passionately about here, then how you deliver your take on that situation is really important, because you're trying to persuade them to understand how you feel and why how you feel is in contrast to the rest of the community, or at least the vocal minority within your community. So in that regard here, you may want to prepare with some like, quick little outline, some notes or whatever. That way you can get your whole point across and be like, yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts sucks ass. I know you all hate me for that, but KH kind of sucks, okay? And then you break down like, reasons why, the narrative downfall, the wonky gameplay in 3 before the DLC, the bullshit that happens in 2, the bullshit that happens in Dream Drop Distance, the bullshit that happens with the Keyblade graveyard or whatever. You just beat them down over and over again. Xehanort's a fucking pussy. Riku's an idiot. He's a moron. Kyrie's irrelevant now. He's Disney's who are they even at this point here, right? Maleficent, LOL, whatever, right? And you just beat them down over and over and over again with all your reinforced facts, with your refined presentation, with all your try hard notes. It's like, okay, bro.
You have the PowerPoint presentation ready for the fun stream, because that's what's gonna go down.
I'm giving you an example. Just an example. It was entirely for shitpost purposes here, obviously.
I always just wing it. I never thought about that, right?
So whenever you wing what you want to say, if it's not compelling enough, then your persuasion won't stick with your community. If you apply a little bit of effort ahead of time here, you can get in there. And this is the other thing where it's like, there's this other misconception that, maybe in your head you think, okay, my sub count is at the border of tolerable for me. I'm comparing to other people who are doing better than me, whatever, right? The one thing I can't do is stream less. I have to keep pumping out the streams, or else they're not going to come, because it's a momentum-based platform like Twitch. I know that's very hard to accept this here, but like, honestly, pumping the brakes and figuring out, what at your core, what do you want your content to do is really good. So, for example, if I have a point I want to get across, I'm going to prep for it. I'm going to prep and treat it like it's a goddamn debate. I'm going to make sure that I have compelling points all around. That way, even the biggest shitter in my chat or hater, I have all of their prepared. Yeah, but what about I have fuck you, I got you coming. Right?
You already know what they're gonna say.
Yeah, you do all that stuff right there. So, yeah, if it's that important to you, if you feel like you're malding because of your perceived contrarian ways to your chat or whatever it may be here, or you want to pivot direction, give them that real talk, bro. Go full webcam and hit him with that raw and that real, and then see where it goes from there. Remember, it's your community. What's important to you. Whatever you're dedicating your time to is letting your community know what you find as a priority. If you're doing mainly Dota 2, then your priority is that you want to get better at Dota 2. If your main priority is to address your chat whenever you're playing games, then you're more of an engaging variety streamer type person or whatever it may be here. Yeah. So whatever, whether you can say, you mean to do X, Y, and Z, but the time spent on doing X, Y, and Z will literally spell out to you where your priorities are. So if you're spending most of your time mauling over chat, how it makes you feel, then you've clearly been neglecting addressing that with your community. That way you can set that straight.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true.
So,
Wow, I didn't consider
because
that.
honestly, because when you tell me that you took a spontaneous vacation that you didn't plan on as a full-time Twitch streamer, and you spent it for 2 weeks, and you loved when you were off the grid, that's not good.
Yeah,
that to me is red flags galore, dude. That tells me that you were you were in a one-sided abusive relationship, and that you needed some time to reboot so you can deal with more of that bullshit again. Possibly. Not throw your community in the under the bus here. That's kind of what it comes off as, though. It's like, yikes, So you need to like make it. It should be fulfilling. Honestly, you say that you're good at what you do, but it doesn't feel like you're doing what you love. It feels like you're doing what you can endure, comparatively. All right, so that's like what comes off as a little bit.
Yeah, because I remember before I took the break, right? Like, I'd have like this feeling of like anxiety, right? If I did not stream, right? So like, let's say I streamed a couple days, and then like there were like 1 or 2 days where I didn't stream. Like the longer I went without streaming, that feeling of anxiety built up, and I felt like I was trapped in like something that I could not escape, right? Because I didn't want to stop because I love it. I love streaming. I love my community. I love what I do, right? It gives me meaning. It gives me purpose, right? But at the same time, I felt like I had an obligation to do certain things, be a certain way. You know what I mean? Provide specific content. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. But I realized that me doing what I want to do might not necessarily be what other people want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that caused like a conflict in my brain for like what I actually wanted. And I came to the conclusion that like I just need to do what I enjoy and like try to have fun and go back to like how I used to be, because when I first started streaming, I didn't think about any of this stuff. I just did whatever I wanted to do, right? It wasn't like it was only until like the high sub count, the like high view count, like all that stuff like came into play, and like people talking about it constantly over and over and over again. It like corrupted my brain into thinking that I need to do certain things and act a certain way or play certain games for like this specific reason, right? But I feel like that's such a trash mentality, and it goes against everything I want to do. It goes against like all of my principles. It goes against like everything that I want to be as a streamer. I hate that, right? I believe that like I want to provide good content that displays me doing what I love alongside with my community, who also, cares about me, the community, and maybe the game I play, maybe not, right? But at the end of the day, like I wanted something that I could look at and be like, this is ours, right? This is the Lacari community. This is, what we've built, right? And I feel like I was just conflicted, right? I don't know. I just felt so much.
No. Well, so there's two things here, okay, that you're bringing up right now. First thing is that, yeah, it's very typical to compare to peaks. People do this all the time, and everything, working out, whatever, anything it may be, honestly. Any kind of performance-based metric you can find, whenever you're no longer hitting that peak of that, you're going to compare it to the peak of it. People rarely, like I find that people rarely compare to their average performance on Twitch as content creators. They compare to their peaks. I was fat cocking back when I had, back when you were a 4K Andy and you had whatever the fuck was going on, right?
Yeah.
Compared to now, and the thing is, like, it's unsustainable. It's like it's chasing, the light in the hole, whatever, maybe the rabbit hole, if you will. It's like you got to look at the averages. You got to step it back and be a little more emotional, or a little less emotional, a little more like rational situation. That's also why it's important to take time off, I would think, here, because then you can do this more. Like, take time off and be away from your stream environment where you can actually reflect. No longer where you're near the stream where you feel like, okay, well, I could just go live and then, like, figure this out later on here. I can do something about it. No. Go somewhere. Like, do a staycation. Like, go Airbnb like an hour away or whatever the fuck, and go on a fucking hike trail, whatever the fuck, or go fucking.
I never thought about
IRL friends.
Actually getting away from where I am, because I've always been in the same spot,
Well, that's the whole problem. I find the problem I find with that idea is that like you always have the option to go live right there. Just go live. Open up OBS.
Sure.
Go live. But you'll reflect in a meaningful manner when your physicality is a boundary away from where you are. So that's why I want to do that. I'm just giving you an idea. I'm not saying it's like the correct idea, but it's what I'm gonna try because I find I'm having that problem too about my ability to reflect on my performance and all that and what I want to do long term. Now, as for the next point here, you're bringing up here, you're going through the classic case. Content creation goes through a cycle, and you have three options. Okay, you can make content for yourself. Yeah. Sorry, a little right back here. You make content for growth. Then you make content for your community. Okay. And then you make content for yourself.
Yeah.
Those are three very, very different things. Okay. When you're making content for growth, that's you like being that's the typical thing that everyone does on Twitch here. You're chasing the numbers here. You do something, you're getting numbers for it. You know, let's say you have like you have some kind of like baseball launch that aimed at your nutsack, and like people can donate $500 to have you to throw a baseball at your ball sack or whatever with the camera on stream. That's content for growth. Hey, that gets them to come in here, and you can do that over and over again. And you hate it, or maybe you don't like it or whatever, but hey, you're getting the reinforcement that the view count's fat and the money is horrible. So yeah, it does sound horrible. I know. That's a pretty shit example actually. But yeah, that's like, that's content for that. But then you're acquiring growth, and it's if you do it for too long, you will continue to build an audience that expects that one thing, the ball hitting and all that. So now your community wants the ball hitting. So content for the community is giving into what Twitch chat wants. Not what you want to do. No, you're being selfless. You're doing whatever they want to do. So even though you hate Dark Souls 2, you're gonna give them Dark Souls 2. Even though you hate, I don't know, what's the game you actually hate here?
Game I actually hate? Yeah. Oh, let me think. A game that I would actually that I've played before. That I've had to play before.
Yeah, I mean. You can't think of a game you hate here? Like game that
probably
sucks ass?
BDO right now.
Really? BDO? Okay, all right. Yeah. So let's say they you threw up a sub goal. I'm gonna play BDO because I know y'all want BDO really, really bad, even though I hate that game. Fuck that game, whatever, right? You doing BDO even though you don't want to do it, that would probably be content for your community. It's you being selfless. It's not what you want to do, it's what they want to see. Right? Yeah. For your community. But it's also not necessarily what gets you growth though, right? Like growth would be chasing, just chatting meta and like calling up like e-girls to fucking play Dota with or whatever the fuck or something like that. I kid you not, I don't even fucking know at this point. And then finally, content for yourself is whenever you're doing what you want to do, irrelevant of the metrics, the consequences, or what chat wants. That's what makes you happy and feel fulfillment. And that would be you doing, I don't know, whatever like
playing like XCOM or something.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you want to do, dude. Like the off the grid shit or whatever. And the problem here is that if you stay too long in one of those camps and you don't routinely like go through the cycle of it, you'll either have your metrics plummet, you will have an entitled fan base that expects only the thing that you grew off of because BDO made you, bruh.
Oh my god, how many times have I heard that?
Yeah, right. Or what's the third one here? I don't know. Or you're just like you're totally mentally burned out. Like it's those happen if you don't cycle routinely. It is a cycle here because that's how it's going to work. So if you stay too long in making content for growth, you're never doing anything that feels like it's community engaging, genuine, or something you actually want to do because you'll eventually get tired of doing that. Because if you're always doing growth, you're always chasing trends, and you're never like slowing things down to reassess your community about like what you actually do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance in this.
Yeah, you got to cycle between the three. Routine.
Yeah, you can't literally. That's such good advice.
That's why you
can't.
That amongst other reasons is why you probably took a sudden, unplanned 2-week vacation and loved it. Was because you hit that breaking point. You really, really badly wanted to do content for yourself, but you felt like you had to continue to pump out content for the community and content for growth, even though you have neglected that third step for a very, very long time.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't Dota. Maybe it was like the thought of me like I feel like, oh God, you actually made me like realize exactly what it was.
Oh?
It was the fact that I had like a lot of people like, like deep rooted in like their hatred for like me playing a specific game for too long, right? But I really just wanted to play Dota. Like, I really, really just wanted to play Dota because I was getting frustrated, right? I kept playing against, like, you know, like at my rank, like these players have been playing the game nonstop for like 10 years, right? I have to catch up to them if I want to compete. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm an old Dota player too, but they didn't stop playing, right? So it was like really frustrating, like losing these matchups or losing these games, like when like there's a certain thing I could have done different or something I could have done, like turn the game and like actually win, right? And I have these people saying like, we don't want this, we want this, right? And it was just so frustrating. It was just so like absurdly like frustrating because I felt like you literally don't understand what I'm thinking right now. You were so far from understanding me right now and my feelings. Like, I just felt like a distance like growing between like a lot of like my loyal viewers, right?
Yeah,
I just felt like this huge like rift.
Couldn't be real. You had to put up your own shield. Yeah, that feels terrible. When you have to put up your own shield in your own community, that feels like death, honestly.
Yeah.
So the thing I find here is that believe it or not, transparency will set you free. If you are unapologetically blunt about the situation, you know, and you let them know, hey, look, I'm trying to get good at Dota right now. I'm gonna need a couple of weeks to get good here.
I actually didn't say that. I can't believe I didn't. I don't know why I didn't say it.
Because that rift there, that's where that entitlement of why is he playing this old stupid ass dead game or whatever, like fuck Dota, fuck Steam, like dude, hop on some BDO, bitch, or I don't know, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but if you were transparent and had, you know, and came real on your Discord, went full webcam on your Twitch chat, or on your Twitch stream, and let them know, like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna tell you like, no, fuck you, Lacari. No, we made you, bro. Like, what they're gonna do?
No, some of them probably would, but it'd be funny.
Okay, but yeah, then they're gonna mauled out and leave anyway. Then fuck them, dude. Like,
some of them probably would, but it'd be funny if they.
So the whole thing is you're trying to sustain, like, I don't know, dude. You're trying to sustain people that were never about you anyway. They were there for one particular thing, and not there for you, the person. And that's the situation you got with that whole cycling of content here. They know you for one thing, but they don't know the whole you. So whenever you give them anything else, because you're human, they're gonna like freak out and rebel.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you do. Think about it, right? Imagine that you do streaming for content exclusively for like 15 months straight. You have a couple of 9-month plus subs there who are there for only for that content you produced that was for growth. You never community fostered. You never showed yourself in that situation either. So you got people who subbed for a long time and dropped like $70 in sub revenue on you over this course of the duration. And they're all like, "The fuck, dude! I feel betrayed right now." You weren't. Yeah. They're mad because you're not transparent with them about how you feel.
I have to look at it from their perspective too. Like, I never thought about that really, because like they're gonna have their own viewpoint of, you know, what they came here for, right? And I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, I'm sorry.
I always thought about like being like, it's my stream, you know, I'll do what I want. But like at the end of the day, like they are supporting me, so I have to like give them some thought.
Bro,
right?
I find it never goes wrong. If you are transparent with your community about how you feel, you will get some backseat over like what to do about it. Some of them can't relate because they're not content creators or whatever here. But I always find this will definitely solve more problems than not. Because all you're doing whenever you're not communicating is you're having an invisible conversation that's allowing whatever's happening to continue to happen. In which case you were mauling under a volcano until it finally erupted.
Sure.
So yeah, you gotta communicate with that one. And I'm not here to backseat you on all of that. There, I'm kind of like
I really
I'm
appreciate
hearing your description.
The
I'm like, okay, this is what it based off of what I've gone through, and I've gone through a lot too. I see you know, I see what you're going through, and I feel for that. So I think you can course correct it, and you can do all that, but you gotta, being transparent never goes wrong. Telling them how you feel and why you feel that way will actually humanize you. Remember, because there's a principle for this here. This whole idea that like people who've never met internet people, you know, to them you're not even a real person. You're just like you're a fictional character through the monitor.
I'm an anime.
To empathize with you because you're not even real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have that celebrity dissociation, according to some people here, until they meet you. When they meet you, then it's like that's why the whole like that's why when they see you at TwitchCon, they're like, "Oh my god, you're you're really bald. Can I touch your head? Holy shit, dude, you're really Lacari. Holy fuck, dude. That's what happens at TwitchCon, because like it's like a rush of like, oh, they're really real, they're not fictional. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So okay. You know. But yeah. Take all that, you know, figure it out. I kind of threw a lot just now here, honestly, with the whole shit there. But
that's all. I feel like I should have been taking notes, because so much that I like need to like remember, you know. Because it's like you've just been giving me like mountains of like just goddamn good advice, and I have to remember it all, because I don't want to suffer anymore.
I've been where you are. So let me slow down here, because like I've been there. Because all right, here I'll tell you a story that that helps like humanize me as well here in that regard. Because I'm not perfect. Okay. It happened. I got to where I am now as far as like able to give you advice and shit, because like I also mauled it into oblivion. My breaking point was April 2018. April 2018. Oh,
you remember the day?
Oh yeah, because it was terrible. It was fucking awful, dude.
Shit. It was that
April
bad.
2018 was whenever I took an unplanned vacation to go to MomoCon, the anime convention in Atlanta, Georgia, that happens around May. I went there because I had no else to do. I was like, okay, well, I'm bored to fucking hell of Mario Maker. I've been doing Mario Maker because it's what gets me the most views. I don't know what to do. If I do anything else here, I plummet to like half my view count or worse, or whatever the fuck it may be here. So in a moment of desperation, I was like, okay, well, let's play some other games then. So I had really wanted to play God of War, but I felt like I had to. I'm sorry, I wanted to play God of War that just came out at the time here, God of War 2018 on PS4. But when I played, I was scared because, like, you know, I'm trash. You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I never played Dark Souls before at that time. I know what I was doing. So I'm playing God of War, and I'm like fucking fumbling even the basic normie puzzles, because I've exercised actual genuine gamer logic so pathetically that I didn't even know how to approach the situation at all. Like, so everyone's just like watching me be stuck on, like, you know, the first puzzle of the game, which is not even really a puzzle. People call me a dumbass and a retard and all this other shit. And I was just like, Jesus. Okay, well, damn, if I can't even expand and, like, you know, play another game here without getting ridiculed, I feel like
that sounds like my
really
chat.
win. But not even that, but my view count had plummeted to like 300 because I was playing God of War 3 weeks late as well. So I was like, ooh, okay, wow, am I done? Am I irrelevant?
I'm sorry, man. I'm actually sorry. Fuck, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Wow, that's fucking horrible.
Well, no, it gets better though. So I really wanted to double down and just keep streaming and work through. So I thought, no. I'm mentally strong. I'm not going to rage quit streaming because I don't know what to do. I'm going to figure it out, because the one thing I shouldn't do is not stream right now, is what I thought, right?
Yeah.
I had that same thought. It's like, I got to keep going here. I got to this is shove that rectangular thing in the fucking
and the circle hole.
You know, just whatever, maybe, right? Just something. And but no, I talked to my girlfriend about it. Went for a very long walk. I was like about to cry. I was like, dude, I'm so fucking stressed. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I don't know what to do. I don't even want to go back. I feel like it's a fucking. I don't even want to go back in that room. It feels like a fucking prison, dude. I need to. I don't know what to do. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just go somewhere and figure it out. There's no way I can solve this problem right now. Like I got worse the more I thought about it, actually. So yeah, I went to MomoCon that weekend. Was gone for a very sudden 5 days. It was incredibly scary because I had vacation stress the whole fucking time. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't even know. My view count was crap when I left. My sub count, I don't even know anymore. I didn't even check it. I was like, okay, if I check, I'm gonna get a fucking panic attack right now. So I got
yeah. When I took my break, I like literally didn't check my sub count until I got back.
Yeah. Because what else are you gonna do? Because if you check it, you're just gonna, you know, freak out or whatever.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I did that, and ultimately I came back. I planned out a little gauntlet idea. I was like, hey, you know why Trax is great? I'm great because of Mario Maker. I'm great because of speedruns. I'm great because of Yoshi's Island. I'm great because of Jet Set Radio. I'm gonna do this like kick-ass 12-hour stream of like all this shit that I fuck with on the heavy, and remind everyone why I'm great. That was the idea.
Hell yeah.
So I did that, and yeah, it was lit. That got me back in there. And from
especially
there,
the comeback stream is always nice.
Yeah. And I came back then, and I, like, you know, we did our thing, and it was cool. And then from there, I was like, you know what, y'all? I had that real talk during. I was like, you know, y'all, this 12-hour stream, that felt great. You know, it feels even better. I am excited for the unknown. I am no longer scared to fail at games, because failing is how we learn and grow and adapt. I want to play Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
That, and they were like, fuck yeah, dude, you playing Dark
That
Souls?
is
I'm
content,
like, fuck yeah, son. And now am I playing Dark Souls? The very thing I'm terrified about, this whole like chat's gonna call me an idiot and call me stupid and all that. You know what? I thought of an idea here. I'm doing Dark Souls, but only my girlfriend can read chat. I can't read chat. Y'all can maul at her all fucking day, dude.
I remember that. I actually remember that stream. I enjoyed that a lot.
And it was amazing.
Dude, that was like one of my favorite streams.
It was crazy because like in a vacuum, I had no clue what I was doing, but chat loved it because I did like the dumbest greed ever. Like I was in the opening world for like literally like 3 days straight, just like not getting anywhere. It's like just fucking dying over and over and over again, dude. But like,
every second of it was fantastic. I want you to know that it was fucking godlike stream.
Well, that's what happened. So notice here that you know that comeback arc, you know, like an anime protagonist here. I went from like the darkest pit and I came back. I was like, no, constructive here. Bear with me. I gotta start that journey, you know. And so for you, and again, that might not be your exact journey, but you got to figure out like at your core. Take away all the routine streaming and figure out here at the core what makes Lacari uniquely Lacari. What's the one thing that you do that nobody else does? And you gotta and you start from there and you mold it around that. Because the less replicable you are of your content, the more I think you'll succeed long term. What makes you distinguishable? You know, I can watch any maulding Dota person. But what makes Lacari exclusively Lacari is a question I think you should always come back to and figure out. That's probably why they're there and not watching somebody else.
Maybe I should ask my chat like what they think, you know?
Yeah, dude. Figure it out, bro.
I want to get like another perspective, right? And I feel like they've been watching me forever, so they should know actually.
Also, I mean, look, if you want to, okay, so let's say you want to bang out Dota 2, right? Okay, so let's say if you conclude in your head that you getting good at Dota 2 is like content for yourself, then balance it. Give them a reason to tune in here. Hey, y'all, look, I'm coming live today, 8 hours. I'm gonna do 6 hours of Dota 2 because that's what I want to do. But don't worry, come through at the end here. I'm gonna do 2 hours of.
I do say that, but I end up scamming. Fuck, because I'm so stupid, right? So like,
okay. So how do you? Okay, no. This is good. Now we're getting some. Okay, so you do want to do something like that, but you don't have the self-discipline to commit when it's time.
I'm so stupid. I don't understand.
Now. Is that because you lose those Dota games? Like,
definitely. Not just that.
Fucking fraud. Okay, then you got it. Okay. So maybe a set amount of time won't work then because you'll mauled out of control in that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you want to redeem that you lost, and it's like, fuck,
exactly.
Dude, I'm tilted right now. Like fuck. I mean, like
that happens in Tekken too. Like, I'm so stupid in Tekken, right? Because like, in Tekken, I'll like beat this guy's ass like fucking 5 games in a row. And I'm like, all right, you know, I'll give this guy one more game, and then he'll beat me, and I'm like, oh hell no! And then like now I'm tilted. So like, all right, hold on, one more game. Right? And then I'll like lose again. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And the only reason why I lost is like I had it in my mind that I was only gonna play one more game. So I mentally checked out of fighting the guy. Right now I'm stuck fighting this idiot who I can beat like easily for like another 3 hours. And my chat is fucking angry as hell because I should have played goddamn Phoenix Wright like 2 hours ago, and I'm still fighting this dumbass goddamn, I don't know, FACRAM player for no goddamn reason, right? And so they're freaking the hell out. I'm freaking out. And it's just so toxic, dude.
Okay. These are all things I've had to deal with before, so that's why I don't think that I'm here to backseat you on that until oblivion. But I've been there for all of those things, and I can tell you. Okay, so let's go. First thing first here. Google Timer is really good because it's really, really loud, and your chat will hear the Google Timer. You know what I'm talking about?
Timer. Yeah.
Okay, no. You just type in 6 hour timer and let it fly off, dude. It makes that loud, annoying ass beep, and like you gotta click it, and then you're okay. And now here's what happens, right? If you use your smartphone as a timer, your chat may not always hear that. So it's a one-sided accountability.
True.
When you make it a software, native thing, your chat hears it, they can call you out. Hey, you motherfucker, you lying. It's time for Phoenix Wright. The schedule says Phoenix Wright, bitch. So you got that there. Okay. Now the problem though is that you're playing PvP, and you gotta like it's fluid, and I get that. So you gotta make a hard call there. Are you playing 3 games? You playing 4 games? You gotta make it either or. You gotta say, okay, 6 hours of Dota 2 or 5 games, for example. Yeah. And you gotta let them know that in advance. Because again, the whole thing here is that like it's like a fat kid at a buffet. All right.
Yeah.
Who's holding you accountable? No one. You already paid the admission to eat there, so no one gives a fuck, honestly.
I can just except eat as much as I want.
Have to, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a fat kid going to a buffet and then being mad that he gained weight the next day or whatever. It's just like, where's the accountability at? So you got to tell your chat in the beginning. All right, boys, 6 hours of Dota 2 or 5 games, whichever comes first, and then we're doing 2 hours of Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
If you tell them that, again, transparency, what you intend to do, transparency will set you free. You tell them, they'll hold you to it, 100%. And then it all works out.
I have to do it. I have to do it. That's the important part, right? I have to do it.
And also, now that you're aware of the cycle, you know, content for yourself, content for growth, content for community. Now that you're aware that if you don't do it, you know what's going to happen. You're either going to have shit metrics, you're going to burn out, or you're going to have a toxic ass fan base. And right now, it sounds like you got, according to you, you have all fucking 3 in one way or another here. So you can't afford to not do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
Because even if you say, okay, nah, bro, fuck Phoenix Wright. I'm gonna do me. I want to do me. I'm gonna get godlike at Dota 2. Okay, then what? Now you're good at Dota 2. Now you got to play higher ranked Dota 2, which requires even more time investment probably to maintain that skill or grow further or deal with that much better of a quality of an opponent. Okay, well, when does it ever get sustainable back to whatever got you, you know, your audience now in one way or another?
It's an endless vortex. It'll never end.
Yeah, exactly. Where's the end point there? I'm not saying that getting good at Dota 2 is a bad idea, but you got to keep in mind here that it's always going to be a struggle of a balance. And that struggle of a balance, hear me out here, that struggle to do the 3 cycles right there, it means you're relevant. Because if you can do stream for growth nonstop and never get anywhere, it means you're irrelevant. It means that your content is not compelling or you don't have an audience. If you're always doing growth and you don't have problems.
True.
If you're a single digit viewer, Andy, and you're always doing stream for growth, but you never get anywhere, you're not, you know what I'm saying? So these problems you're having right now are actually good. That means that you're reinforcing that you actually can be a compelling content creator.
Wow. Damn. Okay.
Oh my God. Look at that. The outlook now is different. Now you're like, oh fuck, dude. Dude, I'm bald.
Yeah,
I'm bald and proud. Let's go.
I feel reinvigorated actually. Like I haven't felt this way in a while. Like this is like a talk I really need to have because now I feel like I know what I can do and I know what I need to do, right? And
there you go.
I'm interested to see what happens, right? I'm interested to see how this goes, right?
Yeah, dude. It's
very
your baby.
compelling.
Craft it. You know?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, look, there. I threw you a lot there. I don't think that was relevant to you being black though. But hey, I'm glad I'm glad this has been quite a rabbit hole right here. Oh, dude. Sorry, I actually
Oh fucking hell.
I feel like I kind of don't know where to go with this now. It's probably more wholesome than the thing I had planned originally here, but this is good. This is really good.
I mean, honestly, I feel like this is the best outcome. Like, you helped me a lot here. Like, holy shit. I didn't realize that, like, I had all this on my chest. And you kind of just told me, like, you know, when you come on, you know, just talk about whatever, you know. And
yeah, no, that's what I did. So. I don't want people to feel like, you know, when we get on here, we're having heavy discussions always. Because then it's going to be like, I don't know, it could be too dry. Or it could just be, like, too intimidating if you're not completely known on every BLM thing ever or whatever the fuck. So, you know, yeah, I wanted to be inviting. I wanted to be fun. No doubt. Like, if we get heavy, we get heavy. But if we don't, I mean... This was heavy here. This was some big. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and link you to shit here, by the way. Yeah, this is some. Dude, I come back to this all the time here. When I first found out about this Ikigai, I was like, yo, this is that good shit right here. This is what I need to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this for sure. This is like when you brought it up and like the main point that like you pointed out that like really brought me to like the realization was when you were asking me like what are you good at, right? And I was talking about being good at the game, but you were talking about being good at content creation. And I like had to second guess myself, right? Because I was like, wait, I thought he was talking about something different, right? But I really saw where my mind was, you know what I mean? And now I feel like I have an open mind, like an outside perspective. I feel like you just like took me out of the box, essentially.
Yeah, no, that happens. the thing there is, so if you're in the content creation like bubble, your room or whatever may be here, that's why you gotta get outside. That's why you gotta we gotta get outside, talk to other humans, take a vacation, talk to other people, genuinely. Like, this is good. This is good content, but this can go even deeper if we're like off the grid. This is also why I value TwitchCon, because like when I go to TC, it's not, it's not DMs on Twitter, it's not DMs in Discord, it's not Discord groups. It's all that shit's like screen capped and it's like not confidential. I'm talking that real off the grid shit that I'm not saying that that we get rowdy boys in here in the chat, but like there are certain convos that you have in private that it's like therapy ultimately here, it's like that. It's very it's very therapeutic. So yeah, that's why I always find, for example here, this might be true for you too actually. I go to TwitchCon and I come back, I'm typically the least burnt out for the entire year is when I get back from TC, because it was so fulfilling.
I honestly feel the same way. Like once I started going, it's like a nice getaway, I don't know. Exactly. It's one of those things that like it really brings into perspective how important it is to get outside and be active and talk to other people, especially because you get to talk to all your friends that you never get to see unless it's on stream or something or Twitter DM like you were saying, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point now, I'm just like, okay, what's private anymore? I don't even bother with the DMs. Like anything I say in DMs, I'm ready to have thrown out there in the public, because like in a post Keemstar world, DMs don't mean shit anymore. It's the second Twitter mentions tab essentially at this point. So if the dirt is that important, it's gonna get exposed one way.
It's gonna get exposed, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that happen way too often here. It's like, okay, well, damn, I'm supposed to be private. I guess I wasn't anymore. Holy shit. So yeah,
it happens.
This has been good. This has been good. Well, we have certainly ran over time, though I did enjoy our journey here.
Definitely, man.
So, what are you gonna do now? Do you have a plan yet of action here, or you kind of need to like marinate over all these things I threw at you?
I have like a whole bunch of ideas now of like what I want to do.
You have ideas?
Right? So
you sound excited too. Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually very excited. Wow, you can tell I actually sound excited. Wow, I didn't realize.
Yeah, dude. Dude, you were like somber and down like an hour ago. Now we're like, there's like a world of possibility. Let's go.
Yeah, because I didn't think about it this way. I don't know why I had like this locked down perspective of it is what it is. This is the way it is, right? But when we talked and you brought up your experiences and like how you went through, April 28th, and I don't know, it just like really it really brought into perspective, right? Or April 2018, I should say. It really brought into perspective. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try doing it this way, right? Like, I don't know, it's very good. I don't know why I didn't think about it this way. Like, I was just so closed off. I don't know why. It's really weird. I got into the mindset like that this is the way it is, right? I can either have one or the other.
That can happen because, okay, now that this is me being like really amateur. Now I actually don't answer this one here, but I've been there too. Everything you're saying I've been through. It's the only reason why I even have anything to say about all that. But it's like, because unlike a regular like normal wage job, all the accountability is on us. So whenever you feel like you're not doing well, it's like, okay, well, it's because I suck. I'm not doing it good enough, rather than observing the circumstances of what's happening and why.
Yeah.
Think of it kind of like you have to navigate through a very complicated, dense forest, and there's a fog. And the question is, you're running, you have to run and get to the other side, but you don't know what direction you're heading. And that's kind of like what this is all about now. It's like reevaluating, okay, well, where's north, south, east, and west? Is my compass working right now? Do I have a tool to make a compass out of? I'm running fast, but am I running in the right direction? Am I running in circles? Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I look at it here, is that we've been in the forest for so long, we forgot how to even navigate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where like I remember when I first started streaming, like all of this content like that I wanted to do, like I'd look at this like, oh man, this would be great for stream. This would be great for stream. And I'd be like super excited about it. And then like after a while, I lost that feeling of like wanting to do X or wanting to do Y and like seeing like the beauty in it. But then after our talk, right? Like, and this is fucking crazy to me. Like, after all the things that you brought up, and like, you know, doing content for growth, content for I think you said it was your community, and then content for your software.
This is okay. This is the only pop quiz here. You gotta tell me what the 3 phases of content creation are.
Okay.
Because this has got to stick. This needs to be like on the back of your hand off top.
You said, I'm pretty sure it's content for growth,
mm-hmm.
and then content for the viewers, right? Or
yep, content for your community. Yep,
content for your community. Yeah, content for yourself, content for your community, and then content for growth.
Yep, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. There you go.
Yeah.
And then each one has a consequence if you do only one of you only do one of them for too long.
Exactly.
Content for growth will lead to an entitled, toxic community long term.
Mm-hmm.
That will leave you no flexibility. Content for your community will lead to plummeting metrics, where you only satisfy those who are already into Lacari and not those who want to get to know Lacari comparatively, right?
Yeah.
Like you're too insular essentially. And then content for yourself will just lead to bad metrics too, actually. Content for growth exclusively leads to burnout. Content for community leads to bad metrics, and content for yourself leads to something bad. I'm sure I can't remember what it is now, but whatever it may be. All right, forgot what I was saying here.
Yeah, so seeing this perspective, like content for yourself, content for community, and content for growth, has made me realize, like, this is fun, right? Like, I see my old enjoyment in streaming. Like, this is fun, right? Like, I can have the best of all 3 now. I just have to balance it. And now, like, you know, when I get to the content for myself, or the content for the community, or the content for growth, I can look forward to it, right? Instead of looking at it as, because like before I looked at it. Yeah, I looked at it like a chore. Like, okay, well, I have to do this now. Fuck. Right? And I hated it. I hated myself for thinking that way. And I hated feeling that way, right? Because it just felt so fucking bad. And I was like, I thought back, I was like, it didn't used to be this way, right? Like when I first started, I didn't feel that way. And it's because I had that dark, clouded perspective of, like, you know, the forest and fog. I don't know how to navigate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you like brought all that up, I was like, "Oh my god,
dude!" And then now let's bring it home here with the examples here, right? Because you can look at so many streamer pitfalls that people have gone through. Man, I've been streaming for 50 hours a week for a year and a half now, and I'm still 30 viewers. Twitch, when you gonna give us partners a better treatment? You know, right? It's got people who just double down on more time and not thinking about their concept or the content. People are looking for growth when Twitch is a shit growth platform. You need to probably go to YouTube instead. People looking at their content and not realizing they're not unique at all. If there's some Pokemon loving, you know, variety streamer, it's like, okay, great. Well, you're generic as fuck and no one cares about you because everyone does it already. Like, you're not. What distinguishes you from somebody else at that point? If you're a community loving Pokemon playing variety gamer, okay, great. You're wallpaper to me essentially. So, you know, and there's a lot of those, and I met a lot of them at TwitchCon every year. You know, I see so many of them. It's like, and you know where it gets really cringe? At those goddamn at those Twitch Partner X staff mixers, dude. It is so cringe there. You ever been to one of those?
God. Yet? I don't think so. Tell me about it. How does it go? I tend to like just go to like the, you know, the off-brand parties.
Okay, so like so you're so. You can there's a panel you can go to, I forget on what day it is or whatever here, but like the Twitch staff will be there, like certain partner managers and certain people, Twitch staff, Twitch engineers, whatever, a combination of people, the sales team, the clips team, they'll all be there, right? And they'll want to just hear from partners about, you know, what's your feedback for us, so we can like we'll keep all of it in mind and kind of go from there. And what happens is, like, you know, so it's a big line with one microphone. Everyone can say what they want to say or whatever. And it's like, usually it's a bunch of really entitled partners who have crap metrics for one reason or another, and it's all there to blame Twitch on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a really dedicated, loving community person, and y'all have not. Why am I not doing better? And then they blame Twitch for not doing better. Like, why don't you give me better something? I don't know. They want like either like a front page slot or some shit like that.
That's actually insane to me, because I've only ever thought about blaming myself for my own metric. Like it is entirely on you. Why would you even think for a second that Twitch has anything to do with your success? You know what I mean?
Well, Twitch is a very top heavy platform, and that's something that we can discuss on a different day here. But yeah, they some will just like, they're not even, the point being, they're not even questioning what they're doing. They're just like, it's like, no, I'm doing the thing.
That would be the first thing that I do, right? Like, this question, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing?
You know?
Yeah. So that's the whole. So I see that a ton, and yeah, it's pretty delusional. Or you see those who are like, I want to be the next Ninja, and it's like, okay, well, keep in mind that Ninja's mega popular now, but that's a result of his dedication to the craft. And also, he was a pro Halo 3 player way before then. He's been at it for over a decade now, so he's not exactly like, it didn't happen.
Yeah, overnight. I feel like it's interesting, right? Like, when somebody like just straight up blows up, they feel like, oh man, this guy just started and look at him, right? But they fail to realize like how much work and effort they put in before they got there. You know what I mean? Before they got to the point where they could blow up, right? It's like I don't know. It's a very weird mentality to have for people, but I guess like they only see like them when they're successful because they didn't like look at them when they weren't successful.
It's them being fixated on the success, but not seeing what the success is a side effect of the result of the dedication.
Exactly.
Nobody comes into streaming to be the most popular streamer. My goal is to be popular. Well, then you're shallow, I would think. That, or you're like, you're Logan Paul, or you're motivated by like Logan Paul tendencies or whatever it may be here. Like, you're coming in because you want to do peak Lacari content. You want to be a BDO Godslayer. You want to be the most relatable Dark Souls challenge run loving son of a bitch out there, whatever it may be here. Yeah. You have a particular thing you're going for, and if you do a compelling enough job, the end result will come. And a stable sub count, nice view count, a captivated audience, and your ego fulfilled because you set yourself to a task and you achieved it over and over again.
Accomplish
it. Putting out a fucking banger ass VOD that you're very proud of. In fact, you're so proud of that VOD, you highlighted it. You went out of your way to highlight that shit to throw it out on YouTube. That's when because that, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
No, dude, when you do a banger job, you're like, oh, dude, that was some hot shit, dude. Whatever thing you were doing, you did it, and it was hot. It's good enough to go in the Hall of Fame, aka it's good enough to go on YouTube. Pow.
Yep. There are definitely moments where I've been like, man, I'm gonna hire a YouTube editor right now, like to like edit this VOD like right now. Like I've thought about that many times.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
so
when I had like a good like session for Dota or something, like I made some like really crazy plays. Like, damn, dude, I want this like VODed, Like they can see the true Wind Ranger, you know what I mean? Like some shit like that. I don't know.
Hell yeah, dude.
Stuff, but
all right, boys.
Much appreciated.
All right, so I'm gonna set up right now here. Okay, now before I go, chat. So look, into the stream, I'm gonna accumulate all the donations. I'm gonna do the big spirit bomb for y'all, no doubt, and all that. We're short on time right now, though, so I'm gonna do it in a second here. What I do want to say here is that the third guest, spoilers, was me. I was going to actually give y'all. I haven't spoken my own BLM shit yet, and relevant to this topic and all that. So I had some stuff prepared here, but. The Lacari convo was dope, and Lacari's Ganon's trash. That's way more important to expose right now, so I gotta do that. Okay, so I will give myself a BLM session next time. Yeah, next time, interviewing myself. You feel me?